Yes, it is really noisy here today. The calves are being fed in the background. But 4 weeks ago today, we saw this cow 216, and she was really struggling to even touch the ground with that back foot. Well, fast forward to today, and she's back, and we're just about to see the fruits of our labour. And later on in the video, we're going to take a look at this foot, which also, obviously, has a serious problem. This is the Hoof GP. Okay, so fast forward 4 weeks, rewind 4 weeks. This is cow 216. She's actually a heifer and she hasn't given birth yet for the first time, which is partially why she's got this digital dermatitis. She's further away from the main herd of cows, and as such, she hasn't been picked up quite as quickly as the farmers would have liked to have got her. But as soon as she was spotted lame, we brought her in, or rather they brought her in for us to see, and this is how she was walking then, obviously. Well, we got her in the crush, lifted her foot up, and it wasn't long before we spotted exactly what was the source of all that pain. We trimmed off her foot and cleaned the whole site as well as we possibly could. We wrapped the entire thing up with this bandage and hoped that that would kill off the digital dermatitis. Well, it's 4 weeks later. This is how she was walking then, and this is how she's looking today.
Rather solemn, aren't you, love?
Haven't actually seen her walking yet, so I've no idea if we've done well or not. She was already in the pen. She has actually given birth.
Haven't you, love? Oh, she's not talking to us.
She has given birth though, and the dairyman Graham here wanted us to check up on her and make sure that she is on her way to recovery, a full recovery. Right, let's see if she is. It's Monday morning. It's quite warm actually. Spring seems to be fully in flow, which is fine by me. We're due it. This is our first farm of the week, and we just have about 15 cows to do here. They're really well kept as well, and if there have been a problem with any of the cow, or has been a problem with any of the cows, the dairyman has usually already attended to it before we get here. He's really on the ball, and that is fantastic for us. It makes our job much better and means that the cows recover a lot faster. Right. Her wrap's off actually, so the dairyman must have taken her wrap off at some point. So usually we would keep them on for a little bit longer. Maybe it's fallen off actually. The wraps that we use are biodegradable, so they actually fall to pieces. I mean that in a good way. They're meant to fall to pieces. I don't remember which foot it was. It was this foot. In this case, washing this cow's foot off isn't just for the video, it's not for your benefit, it's actually for mine as well, so that I can see to the full extent whether or not these feet are healing. Wow, those calves are noisy. They are literally just getting their milk just now. Well, they're about to get their milk and they can see it coming towards them, which is making their tummies rumble. Right, so this is how she was looking 4 weeks ago. It was raw and open. The spirochetes, the treponema that cause digital dermatitis were literally eating away at her tissue, her flesh, her skin. And that is what was causing this pain. If you were walking around with something like this on your foot, it would hurt immensely. Right, this is how it's looking now.
Exactly what we want to see. It's gone all black and callusated. That is exactly what we want to see. So we're going to take off all these outer little bits of flaking hoof horn and see what's underneath. Actually left that bit a little bit higher than I should have. Bad, Graham. I haven't trimmed that very well.
I remember when I let her out of the crush last time saying that we wouldn't see any difference because what we'd done would take a little while to actually take effect. So it'll be interesting to see how she's walking now, because obviously what we did now has taken effect. A lot of people wouldn't bother getting these cows in again. It just shows that getting them in again really does pay dividends in the long term future of a cow like this, or heifer like this. taking off these little scraps of hoof horn just means that we can definitely make sure any dermatitis that is still lurking around in here is treated fully and properly and completely gotten rid of. I'm going to open the interdigital space up a little bit more as well, just to let as much air in there as possible. It must have been slightly more, it must have taken hold slightly more on this side than the other side, because it's slightly worse. Oh look, there's just that little bit still to get rid of. Just look at the tip of my knife there. In fact, yeah, she's not reacting to it. So it has actually healed. It's just really shallow still. So that needs to grow in a little bit more. Scrape back this dead skin as well. Right, gonna give it a good wash out now again. Look at that. Lovely, fresh, virgin skin. That is a real result. So this is how she was looking 4 weeks ago. And if we look at them side by side, there's obviously a massive difference. There is no dermatitis at all left on this at all. Yes, I said at all twice. But there is no dermatitis at all left there. What we're going to do is we're going to spray it again just to make sure, because it won't do any harm. But want to make sure that there's no little remnants at all that I'm missing. And we'll just quickly finish off this foot here. She's got some little raggedy pieces of hoof horn up in there as well, so we'll just get rid of them. It's funny, dermatitis doesn't seem like the most serious of problems, but I can assure you it's one of the most painful that we treat. It's incredibly sore for them, so getting them over it as quickly as possible is vital, not just for the cow but for profitability as well, because let's face it, that's why farmers are here, to make money. It's a business, and that business is keeping cows healthy, or as healthy as possible, because that's the only way that they can be truly productive for the farmers. This is looking pretty good too. I can't quite remember if she had a little bit on this or not, but the hoof horn in here is kind of not looking fantastic, is it? Anyway, should benefit from it being cleaned out. Right. That looks nice as well. A little bit dirtier, but still fantastic. Just give it a spray just to be sure. And we did her front feet 4 weeks ago. And with her being a heifer, there's no chance she's needing them done again. So let's see how she's walking this time. So last time we let her out of the crush, this is how she was looking. Literally no different to when we first put her into the crush. And this is how she's walking today. Whoa, whoa. Absolutely perfectly. So, farm number 2 and cow number 2. In fact, this is a carbon copy of the last video we did at this farm, because last time we also checked this cow. Cow 66. Craigie boy first saw this cow 8 weeks ago, and this was the state of her foot then. Please ignore the crowd in the background. This was the state of her foot then. It was horrendous. It was one of the worst trims, no, it was one of the worst feet we've seen on the channel for a long time. Craig removed the entire sole of this cow's foot, and as you can see, the state of it was pretty incredible. This was severe lameness at its finest. And this is how she was walking after that initial visit. Not very well at all. Fast forward 4 weeks from then, but 4 weeks previous to today, and this is how she was looking during her second visit on my last visit to this cow. Her foot was incredible. The transformation was absolutely unbelievable, but it wasn't complete. She still had a hole in the end of her foot, and we needed to apply a block to try to get her to cut over that problem completely. This is how her foot was looking after that second trim, and this is how she was walking. Much, much better than the first episode. Well, today she is back in. It is 8 weeks from that initial trim, and I can tell you for free right now, she is not walking perfectly. I saw her come into the crush and she was limping slightly, so I'm hoping she hasn't gone backwards. I was expecting to tell you that she was completely healed, but apparently that's not the case. Is it, love? No, it's not. So hopefully it's just a minor problem or a slight hiccup or something that we can fix. I'm really hoping it's not going back the way. She definitely went into the crush easier that time, didn't she, Craigie boy?
What, you mean in regards to the time I got her in the crush?
When you struggled to get her in, yeah.
Ah, she went in perfect.
Okay, so the block is still in position. That is a very good sign. It's nothing obvious. Now let's get it cleaned off. Now remember, there's a hole right in the tip of her foot here last time that hadn't quite healed up. I'm hoping it hasn't started to undermine the rest of her foot, because that really will be an issue. It's looking fairly good. Right, we'll just separate these feet using this nozzle. It just isolates it, you see. Now I can trim here or wherever I want and not be in any danger of touching this foot when I really don't want to. Trimming an area like this with the grinder can be pretty daunting. If she lashes out, flinches or kicks, I could easily grind into an area that I really don't want to and end up taking her backwards. Luckily though, no kicks occurred. We're just gonna... Just wondering why she's not walking totally perfectly, to be honest. Oh no! Not. Sorry, it's not the bit here that I'm worried about. It's this that I'm worried about right there. That looks a little bit undermined or underrun. Oh, please don't be an issue. Come on. See what I mean? The separation in the hoof horn. These axial wall problems are so difficult to solve. So we're going to push that further down. It's up inside here that I'm worried about. Yeah, differently orientated knife and try and get in there. Difficult to film this part, to be honest. So sort of working in confined space. Oh, actually. Oh. Yes. That is good. Okay, there's a bit of bruising here. I'm just gonna reduce this. You know, check out this part of our white line here, and we're actually gonna apply another block, I think. When you see the bruising here, that's telling me that she's still touching the ground with this part of her foot, and we shouldn't be seeing that. As gently as possible, I grind away the outer edge of this wall horn, hoping that the crack doesn't go deeper than it first seems, and then touch up the end of her toe before grinding down this inner block so that we can apply a new block on top of it
and increased the height substantially. I haven't really removed very much at all, but you can see this heel would definitely have been touching the ground because this block had worn down.
Luckily for us though, it doesn't take long to apply another block. You just have to be really careful when you apply a block to another block because they're usually saturated with moisture, and that moisture, even when you heat it up a little bit like that, obviously turns to steam and can completely negate the properties of the glue. There is a chance by overloading this inner claw, it could become problematic underneath the original block. I don't think that's the case right now though. I think she's just uncomfortable from having it on for so long, and that bruising is definitely going to be uncomfortable. Right, this is looking pretty good. All of the cracks have come to nothing. That bruising is a bit of an issue, but on the whole, this is how it looked when Craig first trimmed her 8 weeks ago. An unbelievable mess. This is 4 weeks after that. She still had a slightly open toe, and I said at the time I was hoping that that trim would completely heal that up. Well, fast forward to today, and it has, and her foot is looking fantastic. Maybe she's not limping. Maybe I kind of misread the situation when she came into the crush. I don't think it did, but one thing is for sure, we're just about to find out.
Looks good, doesn't it?
That's a satisfying feeling, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Really
I
satisfying.
seriously put her on the road to recovery.
You did, didn't you? It's good. This is her foot 8 weeks ago, and here is it side by side with today's version. An unbelievable difference. I'm actually just going to trim that glue away. I don't want it to cause a problem on that outer claw. And a bit at the top. And actually, I think I could get rid of some of this height. So just take as much as I dare away from this, just in case that block comes off. I don't want that bruise turning into an ulcer. That's better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Lovely. So there we have it. A very successful trim. We trimmed cow 216 at the first farm, and this is how she looked the time we saw her 4 weeks ago. And then she completely healed after just one trim and one treatment. That is a result. That is something that we're proud of. This is another level. Cow 66. The transformation is unbelievable. It's not quite complete because we need that outer claw to thicken up, and I'm not sure she's walking perfectly, but today has been a very successful day. This is why I love my job so much. The satisfaction of helping these cows every single day of the week is fantastic. And when you let a cow like this out of the crush after knowing that she could barely bring herself to touch the ground, you feel good about yourself, don't you?
I definitely do.
You definitely do, don't you?
Yeah.
Right.
You make me feel so unreal.